There are many video games people like to speedrun. Some are easy and some are hard. I'm sure you have played some of the hardest video games ever made, such as Dark Souls. In this video, I wanna show my personal top 5 hardest video games to speedrun. But before that, listen carefully. Many YouTubers are always hungry for people subscribing for their content, and I will do the same, because I would love to hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So go on and click that juicy red button that says subscribe. When Copperhead was released, it was considered very hard, especially for casual players. Fortunately for people who struggle with this game, there is a difficulty setting before you start fighting a boss. Many bosses have multiple phases and different attack patterns. Cuphead speedrun is hard since you need to memorize boss patterns, use specific weapons to deal good damage, react to upcoming attacks, and you cannot heal yourself while fighting. Except with King Dice, you can heal when you select the right number for healing yourself. Game's difficulty took some inspiration from Dark Souls. Celeste speedruns are very movement heavy. This game was pretty much made with speedrunning in mind, and it really shows with level design. Dashing is the main method to move around. All kind of dashes you see in speedruns even have names. There's super dash, hyper dash, wave dashing, and so on. This can be quite draining for your hands when pressing buttons fast and holding right direction on D-pad. If you die in this game, you will restart from a checkpoint, which usually is at the start of the screen. There aren't really big glitches that speedrunners can use, which can be good, since fast movement can be quite amazing to watch, especially in Celeste. Not surprising to see Dark Souls in a list. Personally, I would have wanted to put all of From Software games here, but let's focus on Dark Souls. Every Dark Souls game is a bit different. Many of them have multiple ways to make your build strong to use against bosses. For example, Dark Souls 1 all bosses speedrunners have been using magic build for a long time. Meanwhile in Dark Souls 3, they've been using twin blades. What makes Dark Souls speedrun difficult is having to memorize boss patterns. Can't say it becomes easier once you know those patterns. You have to be aware of every situation you are thrown into. Glitches can make this run broken. For example, it is possible to beat Dark Souls 1 and 2 in 20 minutes. Battletoads was released in early 19s. It's considered to be one of the hardest and best NES games. It's not surprising it's also a very hard speedrun game. The game is very punishing, which is known for old school games. In speedruns you need to know how to perform different attacks. Each boss can be taken down with well-timed combos. The game has warps, which shortens the speedrun a lot, leaving you with less stages to learn, if you happen to be one you want to learn speedrun in this game. Super Metroid is without doubt the most known Metroid speedrun ever. Speedrunners love this game. It's been featured in GameStime Quick for many years too. The depth in Super Metroid is insane. There's damage boosting, boss quick kills, shine sparks, and it feels like that's not even all. Metroid games are known for sequence breaks. Some items can be picked early or skipped completely. Every room in this game can be done in so many different ways. There's simple ways, then there's harder ways, and even harder ways. It feels amazing to be able to pull out speedrun strats in this game. One of my favorite tricks I personally was able to do is Ocean Fly. Super Metroid is a game that has no limit how good you can get at it. Speedrun strats are not easy to learn. You really have to practice this game a lot to get better at it. This is why Super Metroid deserves #1 spot on my list. Even if you have never done any speedruns, what will be your list of top 5 hardest video games to speedrun? I hope you enjoyed my top 5 list, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.